So now I want to talk about a specific type of link building outreach called related content outreach. This is all about finding relevant, related blogs that publish content similar to what you're posting about, ultimately so we can partner with them and get them to link back to your content. Getting those backlinks from them are ultimately going to contribute to getting your website better visibility and ranking in Google and help build more traffic to your content and your website. Easier said than done, right? For this, there are a few methods that you can do to research it. You can straight up go to Google and search for any given topic and take note of the good blogs on that topic. And then with that bunch of results that you get, you can find it and reach out to them ultimately. But for that, you have to kind of do a lot of sifting through results to find the good stuff. And then further winnowing down to find a website that is also not a direct competitor of yours that would be willing to partner with you and link back to you ultimately. Even if it's related in your industry, it can take a bit more time to do. And, lastly, I know you have to be wondering, even if I find a blog that is related to our topic or industry, why would they want to link to your post? For every person that you are reaching out to, they are going to need a reason to want to link to your post and an easy opportunity to act on your request. So if you are reaching out to a blog saying, hey, I see you cover sharks on your blog. We wrote up an article about sharks. You should link to it. That request is incredibly vague and it forces the email recipient to come up with something like, they have this good content. Maybe I should do something with it. But forcing that person to have to figure out what to do with your content makes it less likely that they're going to actually do anything about it. So that all being said, what can you do? Well, first I want to show you a search term that you should try out. Go to Google or your favorite search engine, type in related, and then a website URL, your website URL. And then you'll see, what is this sorcery? Google will actually show you websites and blogs that are similar to yours. Not for every website out there, but most of them. It's kind of crazy, right? Like, how does Google know all these related similar websites based on traffic? Well, Google knows everything. And this shows you relevant blog posts to your target blog post. So you can kind of choose a relevant blog post to yours. But then you got to do some digging there. On their blog, you have to find a relevant blog post that has some connection to your post and where it would be worth it for them to ultimately mention and link to your blog and your website. But one other resource you have is you can use a tool that's called BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo, with it, you can research a topic and then find popular blog posts on a given subject matter. And then this way you have something that you're reaching out about. So in this example, I'm searching for the term link building. Now I can see all the popular blog posts on link building. And if I've written about link building, I might want to reach out to these blogs and say, hey, you wrote about link building? I wrote about link building. Here's something I wrote that I think would fit into your blog post that I think you should link to. And so that could be your approach there. And using BuzzSumo in tandem with Google can help you find opportunities and possible partnerships with other blogs and get them to link to your content. So once you've found a few different resources, you're going to need to be able to keep track of them. So you're going to need a spreadsheet. We've talked about this in other videos in our link building series, but check out the spreadsheet. Here's a screenshot of an example of a spreadsheet that we're using. You can download our specific template by going to postaga.com. That's postaga.com/DL to get a copy of this spreadsheet template, as well as all of our outreach email templates as well. So you can use those as a starting point when you're wanting to reach out to other blogs and websites. So for every related blog post you have, add that website to your spreadsheet list. And if you can find also the author of that blog post, and if they have an email address on there, they probably won't, add that as well. But now that we're talking about this, the next thing that we have to do is find their email address because we're wanting to reach out to them. How are we going to find them to reach out to them? Well, glad you asked. If you've been watching these other videos that we've been doing about link building outreach, you probably already know where we're going. We're talking about hunter.io, which we're going to use to find their contact information. This is an amazing tool. If you haven't seen the other videos, the quick rundown of it is hunter.io is a database tool that you can search through that can give you email addresses from nearly any domain. And even if they don't have the specific email address for the person that you're trying to reach, if they have a few email addresses from people at that website, they can help you figure out the likely email construction. So in this example, we have Sam at Offsprout showing you that here is how emails are formed at Offsprout. Anyone that works for Offsprout probably uses the same email construction. So if you want to get in touch with Andy at Offsprout, we have an idea of what his email address is. So for all the rows in your spreadsheet of different blogs, plug those domains into hunter.io and figure out the email addresses for the people that you want to reach out to. And then we're going to reach out to them, seeing if they're willing to promote your article. One thing I also want to mention that I've talked about in other types of outreach, ideally the person that you're reaching out to is not a guest poster on a blog. In practice, what we found is guest posts on blogs tend not to have administrative access to the websites that they're contributing to, and they may not be able to edit their blog posts after the fact later to add a link to your content from their post. So ideally, the person that you're reaching out to at a given website is a member of the website company, team, and is on staff there. And so from this outreach method, you may not always get a backlink from their website, but you may get a share of your article on their social media accounts. And this could be the start of a good working relationship moving forward as it puts you on their radar. And I've used this type of outreach before to start a dialogue with another company and build a relationship, and also ultimately get a guest posting opportunity on their blog that ranks very well, where I can write content and articles on their blog, get exposure to their audience, and also in my content, link back to some other articles that I've written on my website. So there's that. Next, I want to talk about email templates. We have a few email templates that you can check out at postaga.com/DL. You can get templates of our outreach emails as well as our spreadsheet that you can use to track all of your link building outreach. Let's talk about also kind of our goals for the outreach campaign. Our number one goal, best case scenario, we get a backlink. That's what we're looking for. Alternatively, though, you want to start and build a relationship with this other website, their blog, and maybe get a guest post opportunity. And as a tertiary goal, getting them to share your content with their networks, with their audience, liking your content on social media, that would also be a plus. It wouldn't be as valuable as a backlink, but it's not bad either. So there are a few different things that you want to be trying to get out of your outreach, and keeping that in mind, we're going to craft our email. And now I want to go through that email just to show you show you our approach. So here's the email template that we have. First we have this introduction showing that we're human and we're not a robot. We're going to say, hey, first name. I want to use first name because I don't want to be generic. I don't want to say, hey, and then just go into it. I want to show the effort that I put into this, that I know who I'm getting in touch with and reaching out to. And it makes it more likely that they'll read the rest of my email. Then I say how I found them so they know where I'm coming from. After that, I'm saying here, I enjoyed your topic of your posts. I saw that you wrote up about this and blah, blah, blah. And this is, where I'm coming from. After that, I have the ask. I wrote this piece of content and I think it would be perfect for consideration in your post. And then then afterwards, I'm selling it. I'm selling why my content would be good for consideration in their post. And then after the ask, have the alternatives, because, building this relationship would be awesome and we might want to do collaborative work in the future. Maybe we could swap guest posts and maybe we can work together. Really trying to build this relationship beyond just the backlink. Of course, if you're looking for that, if you have no intention of doing a guest post on another blog, if you don't want to do that, then don't include that. And that is kind of the basic rundown of why we're crafting the emails, why we are. Feel free to use this as a starting point. You don't have to use this exactly. You can try your own templates and work from there. Always be testing your email templates and try new things out to see if you can get a better response rate. So, recapping related content link building outreach. First, we're going to find our related posts. We're going to use Google's related search operator to find related blog posts. And we're also going to use tools like BuzzSumo to find related content to our given subject matter. Then we're going to keep track of all of these blogs and websites and their authors using our handy spreadsheet that we're going to download from postdaga.com/DL. Then we're going to use hunter.io to find email addresses so we can reach these specific authors and websites. And then we're going to create personalized emails for each one of them and reach out to them ultimately so we can get that backlink, or if not, start a relationship so we can possibly do a guest post if we're looking for it. And that is related content link building outreach. Please check out our other videos in the rest of this series on link building outreach. We're touching on everything else from Skyscraper technique to link roundups, and we're also getting more in depth on other areas like crafting the perfect blog post, as well as social media and publishing our posts. So be sure to check those out. And if you haven't yet, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, check out all the other videos that we've done in this series, and check out our websites at postdaga.com and offsprout.com.